Hi, my name is Jordan Chilton, and this video is to answer the questions from the case study on Holacracy. That question is, should Derek fight the Holacracy initiative? In the case study, Derek initially is completely against Holacracy in the company. Being the CFO, Derek understands the risks involved in allowing subsidiaries to make major decisions bypassing any approval from higher management. I initially agreed with Derek's logic and understanding. Our textbook helped form my opinion on the matter. Robbins and Judge comment that research would show that self-managed teams are not effective when there is conflict. When conflict arises, cooperation among team members fades away and a power struggle begins. This greatly affects the performance of the group and therefore the company. They give an example of a large study done within British establishments which produced results that showed no evidence of self-managed teams performing better than traditional teams with less decision-making authority. Robbins and Judge also state there are positive effects of self-managed teams. The individuals are given confidence and feel safe in this kind of environment, and job satisfaction is greater when employees are given more freedom and power to make decisions. Yet again, Robbins and Judge discuss the importance of effectiveness in a team and how that is achieved. Context, composition, and process. The context would include leadership and structure, which I think needs to be outside of the team in a higher management scenario. An article from Forbes magazine discusses how you know if Holacracy is right for your company. It highlights the importance of size, age, and scope of an organization. These factors play a role in whether Holacracy will be effective or a failure in an organization. This researcher seems to think that smaller enterprises have an easier time implementing a change into the Holacracy structure. Contact is actually a large company. He also summarizes that teams that are spread across continents pose a significant challenge for the approach of a holacracy. On the other hand, the article does hint that business models do not last. There is new technology, competition, and forever changing customer tastes, so companies that stick to the same business model and neglect these changes that are naturally taking place in the business world, misalignment can occur and drain resources, and eventually the whole company is at a loss from the passive approach to remain the same in its management structure. Although in my research it seems there are plenty of benefits to the holacracy approach, those benefits are really only on the surface. The idea sounds nice and may work for a short while, however, it is far too risky to rely on the consistency of individual self-esteem or empowerment. Opinions change, needs change. Businesses cannot function effectively on inconsistency. There has to be some kind of hierarchy of power that can orchestrate sound operating structure. That doesn't mean that there's no power to the lower level at all. My final answer to the question is this. While the CEO is his longtime friend, the company could actually be largely at stake given the risk of this operation. So my solution or recommendation for Derek would be to propose a compromise. Some sort of centralization on a mid-level could work well. Different countries may operate differently due to their culture, and the text does mention this on page 173. But I think it was Henning Haas from the Germany group that was explaining to Derek that some of the organizations in Europe were having success due to autonomy and freedom. Perhaps this could have to do with cultural differences. Operations in the United States may operate more effectively and efficiently if there's a centralized level of management in place making the decisions. That's what they're used to functioning on. If low to mid-level managers were in place, they could maintain both upward and downward communication at each business. This way, the risk is not as large as giving each company self-managed teams that makes all of its decisions without any contact from the mothership. With a large company like Contact that has operations around the world and has been doing business for a while, and from the sound of the CEO's speech, business is doing really well currently. If he wants to loosen the grip a little bit, he could push for mid-level managers to rally those on the ground floor and allow them to speak. Give the individual subsidiaries a voice, and then implement the suggestions that are voiced the loudest. Simply because there is a central power presence in companies does not mean a lower level team or group members are neglected or without a voice. As we have learned in previous chapters, for instance, the motivation chapters, in order to achieve good performance, employees need to feel important and like they play a significant role in the company. Chapter 11 mentions upward communication, which is where feedback is given to the higher-ups to inform them of progress goals and potential problems that may be occurring at the lower level. This type of communication is critical to maintain positive performance in the company of contact. Derek should remain strong in his stance against holacracy and should pitch the idea of giving a more controlled power to the subsidiaries. So thank you for watching.